Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday the 3rd of April 2022. In today's Mill news we've got this story from the South London Press. It's their 4 takeaway story and they say 4 takeaways from Mill's 2-2 draw against Luton Town, 6 points from the next 2 at Den looks an absolute must. Richard Corley provides 4 takeaways from Mill's 2-2 draw at Luton Town yesterday, a result that still leaves them in the Championship end of season tournament picture. It's still on, 7 matches to go, and it's still hard to say which of the teams already in the box seats for the end of season tournament are going to make it. Every game is big for Millwall in their run in, but back-to-back home games, considering how good their form has been at the Den this season, is absolutely huge. You won't get any of the players or management saying it publicly, but 6 points are needed from the fixtures against Swansea and Barnsley to really bring them through the pack above them, especially with Forest having 2 games in hand on Gary outside. That will take the Lions on to 64 points and mean their campaign is still not over as the finishing line comes firmly into sight. Go on Den. If we're focusing on the positives for Millwall and reasons to remain encouraged, it has to be that 4 of the last 7 are in SC16. The Lions are unbeaten in their last 7 games. They're winning 5 of those and keeping clean sheets in 6 of them. That's seriously impressive. Their only loss at the Den since October the 16th was 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. I know it's all about the result, but even that was an impressive display by the South Londoners, who were on the receiving end of a smash and grab by Steve Cooper's men as Lewis grabbed and sucker punched him at the death. What about the aways then? This is the Championship, where even what looks an easy stretch of road can suddenly see the spike strip whipped out in front of you and shred your tyres. But Preston and Birmingham have both taken 9 points from their last 8 games, and neither has the extra motivation and urgency that results will greatly change this season. Bournemouth on the last day could be a whole different proposition. Scott Parker's side have righted themselves after a wobble in November and December. They won 7 and drawn 2 of their last 10 in the league, taking 1 more point, 23 over that period, than Fulham, who had 22. Strikers in form. There were milestones for Tom Bradshaw and Benegafobia at Kenilworth Road, as they both hit career goals. Both hit 100 career goals. Bradshaw has got a century at club level, while Olafe on the season-long loan from Stoke City also moved into 3 figures when you add in the one he netted for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Both were excellent finishes. Bradshaw seemed to surprise James Shea, striking a ball first time as Jed Wallace's persistence gave him a shooting opportunity. The striker admitted afterwards that he could not remember the last time he had scored from outside the box. Bradshaw has 8 goals in 17 Championship appearances this season, averaging 1 every 128 minutes, only putting him behind Alexander Mitrovic and Ben Brereton Diaz. Olafe is also a frontman in form after frustratingly having to sit out the 2-0 defeat at parent club Stoke. Straight after banging a brace in his best performance in a Lions shirt against Huddersfield, he marked his return in Bedfordshire with a confident first-time finish from Oliver Burks-Cross. With goal difference potentially coming into play, Mill +3 and QPR +4. Mill are at disadvantage, but a bit more of a swing in the coming weeks. Well, we need to win the games. If we win the games, then the goal difference is going to go up. Now, is it going to go up by 1 goal per game? Then that's going to be an extra. If we win all of our games, it's going to be an extra 7. +7 on the goal difference, so that will take us up to +10. But yeah, if we win, we need to win the games. So if we win the games, the goal difference will go up. So there you have it. That's the 4 takeaways story from the South London Press. Moving on now to, I wanted to show you, because obviously before the last couple of days I've been telling you about Isaac Olafe playing at Wembley for Sutton United, and the game was today, and Sutton United lost 4-2. Bit of a heartbreak. They were winning 2-1, and Rotherham United scored in the last minute of the game, the 90-minute game, to take it to extra time, and it seemed to kind of crush Sutton United, because they literally were about to win, and just had the air put out their tires and just kind of deflated. And Rotherham United are at the top of League One. I think they're like second place. They're doing well. And also Shane Ferguson come on in the 80th minute as a substitute, and he actually got an assist in extra time in the 112th minute. Isaac Olafe came on in the 67th minute, so the Sutton were already 2-1 up by then, and yeah, bit of a sad one for Sutton United, but they were always up against it. I mean, they've been putting out teams without a full substitutes bench recently because they didn't have enough players to go on the bench. And then this is a League One side they're playing against, who are flying like a yo-yo team between League One and the Championship. And Shane Ferguson, so he left last season or the season before, and he's got some silverware, and he might have a bit more when Rotherham get promoted. So there you go, and there he is. There he's in the middle to the right. He's got his medal. Yeah, good for Shane Ferguson. Always been a decent player. Yeah, good to see him winning something. So just a shame Isaac Olafe didn't. He played at Wembley, got to the final, so not too bad, but just couldn't get that final little result in the bag. So now we are going to move on to the stats from yesterday's game. Every Sunday I like to do a stats video just to look at the stats, and this is the expected goals over the length of the 90 minutes. This is from experimental361.com, and you can see there Mill's XG is 0.9 and Luton's is 0.6, but both teams scored 2 goals, so we massively outperformed the quality of our chances. And if you can see here, something that doesn't usually happen, we scored with our first shot of the goal. First shot of the game. We scored with our first shot of the game. Round about, what would you say that was about? Well, when was it when we scored? The 25th minute. Yeah, first shot, first goal. And that was just after Luton had their first shot. So you can see it's quite cagey. No one's had any shots on target for the first 20 or 25 or so minutes, because the lines are shots on target, and as it goes along, whenever there's a shot, the line goes up, and you can see it goes up, it goes along, goes up, goes along, and the circles are goals. So Luton scored with their third shot of the game, and then they didn't have another shot until the second half. They just flatlined until the half time, the rest of the first half. But you see Mill had 3 quick shots in succession, this staircase pattern, but it's quite steep. And then we had one right at the end of the first half, and then we come out a bit less attacking, but we do have shots every now and then. Luton from 63rd minute on have 3 shots, and you can see here you can see that their circle is in a flat line, because of course that doesn't count as an XG because they didn't shoot. It hit Cooper and it went in our goal, so that's an own goal. But yeah, we were doing well to keep them quiet until that happened, which was a shame. Was a shame. But Scott Malone surprisingly had the highest XG, which was interesting. So moving on now to this is info.goal.net, and you can see the XG from them is 1.15 from for Millwall and 0.88 for Luton. That's above the red FT in the middle. Yeah, the 25th minute, yeah, that was Bradshaw had the first shot. Bradshaw's shot was our first shot on goal, and it was a excellent goal. It was. So you see here their first substitution, Kornikov on Dimiron, 64 minutes. That coincides with the little them 3 shots that they had, the little step pattern in the orange line after around the 64th minute. So, and of course Fred got fouled by Malone for the free kick that got Luton the equaliser there. So let's look at the XG shot map. So we talk about XG, but where were the XGs? So you can see here, this is Luton's shots on goal. They had one really good one that Bart saved with his feet. That was really good save by Bart. And then we move on to, so let's look at Millwall's first. So pretty even, to be honest. You can see there they had one really good chance and then a few little ones. The one that was they scored there was a 5% chance. Obviously the own goal doesn't count because it doesn't count as XG, so they didn't create it. We gave it to them, but we had similar little chances that we had, but we actually had 2 decent chances. One was Olafe goal, and the other one, that must have been Scott Malone. Yeah, it was right at the end of the game in injury time. Scott Malone, 31%. And Bradshaw's one out of the area, that was a 4% chance of that being a goal. So it's a fairness rating. Was this a fair result out of 192.75? So seems 2 well-matched teams getting what they deserve from the game there. Let's have a look at first half. So there's the first half. We kept them quiet, didn't we? Only 3 shots. And there we are. We had a few more and the goal, which is nice. Let's flick now to second half. So obviously we restrict them to shots from outside the box. They are so small that instead of being orange, they are black. It's just a shame that we had the own goal. Just a massive shame. You can see here we actually started getting in the box and we had 3 shots inside the box. The little one, that's Scott Malone as well. And I think the far away one was Murray Wallace. He had a couple, yeah, long shots. Oh, Jed Wallace. So there you go. There are your XG shot map. Let's move on now to actual match reports and player ratings. So here's the match summary. Luton's weakness is none. Millwall's weaknesses gave away a lot of free kicks around the box, committed a high number of individual errors. Story of our season. But we were effective creating goal scoring opportunities from long shot situations. We're effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from counter attacks. And you can see on the right hand side the highest rated players were actually Tom Bradshaw and George Saville. Tom Bradshaw probably because his shot from outside the area was not an easy shot to score, but score he did. And you think he only had however many minutes on the pitch it was it 60 minutes? And he ended up getting the highest rating of all the players, so that's something, isn't it? So let's go down and look at the attempts. So both teams had 10 shots. They had 9 in open play. We had 5. We had 3 set pieces. We had 2 counter attacks, and they had the 1 on goal that we gave them. and you can see, so 10 shots, 2 goals each, that's 20%. It's pretty decent. We'll get into it later to see how that narrows down in terms of shots on target. So you can see here Luton mostly going down the right hand side, Millwall kind of mostly going down the right hand side, but down both wings really. Shot directions, everything down the middle for Millwall and a few down the left. So shot zones, see here Luton having to shoot from outside the box. Action zones, pretty even really. Player positions, so Luton. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So Danny of course, Danny McNamara kind of pushed back a bit, which is weird because they're mostly going on the right hand side. So you would think that Scott Malone would be further back, but apparently not. Yeah. So let's look now at so there's the incidents that happened in the in the game. Jed Wallace assisting Tom Bradshaw to score a goal. Maury Bell assisting Adebayo to score the equaliser. Fred Onyedinma comes on. Oliver Burke comes on for Tom Bradshaw. 73 minutes he had on pitch, and then Oliver Burke races through, picks up a ball from Jed Wallace. Well, he doesn't pick it up, it's played in front of me. He runs onto it, hits it first time across to Bannockfobi, who hits it first time into the net. Boom, and everyone's ecstatic, and I think, oh, that's it, we've done it. We just got to see this out. There's no nerves whatsoever on my part. I just assumed that we would see the game out, and wasn't to be. Now Snodgrass come on and Cameron Jerome come on. Obviously, two well experienced players, and Snodgrass was the one who put the ball in for that own goal. So there you go. And a late substitution for Millwall. Could that have been made earlier? Could it have been made after, or at the same time as Luton's substitutions? Because you can see they're going for it. They're bringing Snodgrass and Cameron Jerome on. Should we have tried to shut up shop and a bit earlier? I don't know. It's all in the past now, isn't it? I don't know. So you can see here Tom Bradshaw 7.7, and the highest rated players for them are Adebayo and Bell. Obviously the two who are involved in the goal and the assist. Jake Cooper, even with the own goal, still gets a 6.4. Biakowski 5.9. That is not too good for him. So let's just roll through who did what. Shots 9 to 10. So we had more shots than them by 1. And so Olafe had 2 shots and got 1 goal. Bradshaw had 1 shot and scored 1 goal. That's why he's probably got the highest rating. What more can you do? You have 1 shot. It's obviously 1 shot on target. You score a goal. Happy days. The only way you can bet that is getting 2 shots on target and scoring 2 goals. But yeah, so Scott Malone had 3 shots, which explains why he had a higher XG than the other players on the Experimental 361 graphic. So yeah, so no one on the right really. Mitchell, McNamara, Ballard getting involved. Probably too busy with Adebayo and Bell. Possession percentage, they had a lot more of the possession, 54.8 to 45.2, and on the ball for Millwall were Jed Wallace, Billy Mitchell, and Danny McNamara. Biakowski on the ball a lot as well. That's a lot for him. 4% of their total match play time. Interesting. Pass success percentage is quite low for both teams, 65 for them and 55 for us. There you have it. The highest one was Billy Mitchell, 76. Oh no, it was Malone, 79, and Billy Mitchell, 76. Burke, I think he only had one pass to do, and that was to. So Burke comes on. I think we'll see later about how many passes he had. I think he had like 6 touches. He's probably had one pass, and that was for the goal. Like bang, boom. That's it. Like crunch. You come on. You don't get involved in a lot, but what you do leads to a goal. That's what you're here. That's when the time comes, you deliver. Call him the postman. He delivers. Dribbles, 10 for them, 5 for us. Aerials 33 to 39. It's a very aerial game, no? That's a lot. I think it is. Oh, Bradshaw 8, Olafe 5, Savile 5, Murray Wallace 7, Danny Ballard 6. Nice. None for Biakowski. He didn't come out for that cross that led to your own goal. Could he have done? Maybe. He could have won that aerial battle. I don't know. Oh, tackles 5. They only won 5 tackles all game. They only had 5 tackles, successful tackles all game. That is insane. Alan Campbell, the player that from Motherwell that we were linked with, we had 22. So that just shows probably how much defending we had to do, and we did it well, stopping them from going further forward and forcing them into the long shots that I showed you in the previous things. And that could suggest that going forward as well, we weren't really getting tackled. It's probably just overpassing it, kicking out of play, that kind of thing, shooting wide. We did have a number of shots going wide. Didn't really get tackled though, did we? That is pretty impressive. Maybe they just let us have the ball, close us down, set off us. They didn't try and tackle us. Maybe it was that. Corners 5 to 4, and dispossessed 8 to 3. So there you go. Yeah, we took the ball off them as well a lot. They were dispossessed by Millwall player. Fantastic stuff. So let's move on to the player stats, most of which we've already seen, but we're going to have a look. So Bart Biakowski did have a low score, so we're going to find out why that was. So these are the Luton players. So a lot of them having shots, 7 of them having shots. So it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots they had, which is weird because it said on the other thing 10, but I think that includes the own goal. But I don't know why. So they had 9 shots, two on target. So that's the thing. Bart had 2 saves to make. One he did it with his feet at point blank range, which was a very good save from Harry Cornick. The other one was the goal, so he didn't save that. So in terms of, he only did 50% of the saves that he had to make. So that's probably why he had a low score. So let's scroll down now to the actual Millwall players. As we've seen, Tom Bradshaw 7.69, man of the match. George Savile 7.56, Murray Wallace in the top 3 with 7.4, Benik Afobe 7.26, Danny Ballard 7.15. And here you go. Oliver Burke came on for Bradshaw in the 72nd minute. Did enough to get him in the top 6, 6.98. But look, 6 touches. He only had 6 touches of the ball. And he sets up a goal. And his passing accuracy was 100. And we'll find out later how many passes he had, but that's something, isn't it? And as we've seen, the lowest rated Bart Biakowski 5.9. Keith Nobel obviously didn't have really anything to do, 6. And Jed Wallace, the lowest there, even though he got on a 6.41 for Jed Wallace. Probably because of the shooting situation, I don't know. So shots and shots on target. So we had 6 players having shots, and there they are. And how many were on target? 4. Okay, interesting. So it was 10 shots, wasn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10 shots, 4 on target. That's pretty decent. We normally do worse than that. That is pretty decent. You can see Jed Ross had 2 shots, 0 were on target. That might be contributing to his low score. As we've already mentioned, Tom Bradshaw, 1 shot on target, 1 goal. Boom. And Olafe, 2 shots, 1 shot on target, 1 goal. Boom. Scott Malone, not really. Defensively, who had the most tackles for Millwall? George Saville, Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper, Danny Ballard, Danny McNamara. Fantastic. Interceptions, Ballard, Malone. Clearances, Ballard, Cooper, Murray Wallace, Danny McNamara, 5 each. And then Saville and Bradshaw with 3. Bradshaw getting involved defensively. Nice. Block shots, Murray Wallace with 2. And then these players. Fouls. Who gave away the fouls? George Saville, Ballard, McNamara, Cooper. And the one foul that Malone gave away was the one that led to the own goal. Passing wise. So here is where we're going to find out how many actual passes did Oliver Burke make. 4. So he had 6 touches, did 4 passes, 1 of them was an assist. You can't ask for them more than that. He didn't have a lot to do, but what he did it well. He got himself into 6th place on the ratings for Millwall players. In terms of who had, so the most passes were Murray Wallace with the most passes. Normally it's Billy Mitchell, but this time Billy Mitchell was in second with 38, then McNamara, and then Jed Wallace. That's not a lot of passes from Millwall, to be honest with you. Even though we don't have that much possession, this is generally quite low. We're normally in the 50s, high 50s. The highest players in the high 50s, and that's usually Hutchinson or Billy Mitchell. So that's quite low for Millwall. Not a lot of passing going on. The accuracy though, Oliver Burke, 4 passes, 100%, 1 assist, 1 goal. Boom. Good stuff. Then you've got Malone off of 24. That's okay. Billy Mitchell again, probably standout, 76.3 off of 38. That's a standout. How's Bart's? Because Bart's long kicks usually mess up his thing. He's got 27 passes and 33.3. That's actually not that bad for him. That is not that bad. So in terms of crosses and accurate crosses, Jed Wallace, crosses include corners, and 10 crosses, 2 accurate crosses. That probably contributes to his low score. But Jed Wallace was involved in both of Millwall's goals. So you look at his score there and you think, oh well, you look on paper. Don't look on paper, look at the video. Jed Wallace kind of chests it on the left flank, comes in. It runs away from him, but Tom Bradshaw's there to run on it, smacks it first time, goes in the goal, boom. So Jed Wallace, can you say he assisted that? Well, sort of, but he definitely assisted the second goal, because he picks it up in the middle, lays it forward in front of Burke to run onto. Burke runs onto it, hits it first time across the goal to Benikovobi, who hits it first time into the goal. So Jed Wallace is involved in both of the goals, but the rating system here gives him a very low rating of 6.41, which is kind of weird. But you say he's doing a lot, and he's not really doing it well. Like, he's got 10 crosses, 2 accurate crosses, but he's involved in both the goals. So what more can you do? Crosses 7 and 2. Billy Mitchell, Scott Malone, accurate crosses, accurate crosses 7 and 2. Here's McNamara 3 and 0. Murray Wallace 3 and 0. That's not too good. In terms of long balls and accurate long balls, Bart Biekowski, long balls are not very accurate, even though as we saw before, Benicophobe and Bradshaw did win a lot of headers, did win a lot of aerials. Murray Wallace 14 and 4. That's a bit ropey as well. This is good. McNamara 8 and 4. Ballard 8 and 2. Cooper 8 and 2. So. And again, Jed Wallace 4 and 1. Okay, so I think that about sums it up. Yeah, the attack in an away game, we scored 2 goals, played very well. Bradshaw, Phobie, Jed Wallace, absolutely brilliant. Burke when he come off the bench, 6 touches, 4 passes, 1 assist. What more can you do? What more can you do? That's it. You sit on the bench for 72 minutes, scratching your ass. You come on, boom, and you turn it on. You flick the switch, and you show a bit of quality. Show why clubs have paid millions of pounds for you. And good for Oliver Burke and good for us. Good to see Bradshaw and Olafe scoring, playing well. And yeah, we go again on Tuesday. Swansea at home. Let's go. Thank you for watching.